from Fat Quarter Shop, and we have a brand new free pattern called Confetti Stars. It celebrates all of the brand new Grunge Junior Jelly Rolls that Moda put together. There's 6 different ones, and each jelly roll has 20 strips, and it's 10 strips duplicated twice. So total of 20 strips. This table runner only uses 8 of the strips, so you can actually make 2 table runners from 1 jelly roll. All you need to do is add 1 1/8 yards background, your binding, and your backing, and grab a jelly roll of your favorite colorway. There's plenty to choose from, and let's get started. We're going to start with our corner unit, and what we decided is on our corner unit to use one of the lightest pieces from the jelly roll. So we picked a light pink. We cut according to the pattern, and you're going to draw a line on the wrong side of all of your fabric F squares. I like to use a friction pen because the ink will disappear with heat later. You'll put this on right sides together on any corner, and when you're working with grunge, you'll see that both sides kind of look the same. So as you're working on it, it's kind of good to keep all of your fabrics face up so you don't get confused. You're going to stitch directly on that line. I would use Aurifil color 2000 since we have a white background. When you stitch, it's going to look just like this. And then I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch away from the edge. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you're going to press toward the white, and it's going to look like this. And for each star block, you need to make 4. So now we're going to work on our star point units, and we used medium prints for that. And you'll start with a fabric G rectangle. You'll take your fabric E squares and again draw a line on the wrong side of the fabric. I like to use this brand new seam guide from Creative Grids. So the Creative Grids ruler has a wonderful grip on the back, so when you're drawing your line, your ruler won't move. You will place this on the top corner, stitch directly on the line, and press, and this is the start of your left star point unit. And then you're going to put one on the bottom, and you're going to make sure that your lines are all going according to your pattern. Stitch directly on the line, trim, and you're going to have this, and you're going to make 4 of these left star point units, and then you're going to make 4 of the right point units, and as you're making the left, you'll make sure your squares go this way, and as you're doing the right, you'll make sure your squares go this way, and then you're going to add a fabric D rectangle in the center, stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you're going to have your star point unit. And it looks just like this, and we have half of our block finished. You're going to make 4 star point units for every block. Our last unit to make is our center unit, and this one is the most fun. You're going to take a fabric B square, and you're going to cut it on the diagonal twice. And what I do when I'm cutting on the diagonal is I will place my rotary cutter here where it is in place, and then I will rotate the top to get to the top. By placing my blade here, it keeps my ruler in that spot. And I'm going to trim. And I'm going to not move my fabric, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to keep my rotary blade here, and then you can rotate this and cut. And then we're going to have a lot of fun. First thing you're going to do is place 2 of your triangles now with a fabric I rectangle. And when you're stitching these at your sewing machine with the 1/4 inch seam, you want to keep this at a straight line. So you don't want to stitch like this, you just want this to be a perfectly straight line. And when you stitch it together, it will look like this, and you're going to make 2 of these. And we're going to place 2 of these down, and we're going to stitch these together. Now the most important thing is for this to line up when you stitch instead of it being like this. So the very first thing I would do would be stitch this one. Once it's together, so we'll pretend it's together, what I like to do is just place the second piece kind of at the bottom where it lines up, move it, pin it, and then stitch. And it will look like this. And when you are making the center unit, you want to pin as you go. And you're going to see we have all this excess. And we're going to trim it. And there's going to be a lot of bias edges, so you want to make sure you don't handle it much after you trim it. So to find the center, what I like to do is on all of the reds, just find the center by placing the fabrics together and creating a crease that will go out later. When you iron it, it will come out. So I'm just going to place some creases all the way around. And here I like to have a 6.5 inch square ruler, and of course I use Creative Grids on everything. And you will see in the Creative Grids ruler there is a diagonal line here. You're going to match those up with your creases, and then your other two creases you're going to line up with the edge of the ruler. Now what I like to do is just place my hand and cut all four sides without moving the ruler, and it will come out exactly 6.5 inches square. And this is your center unit. You're going to make one for each quilt block, and now all of this is biased, so you want to make sure you're not handling it much. And we're just going to assemble our block. Now putting all our units together was very beginner and very simple, and it made it super easy that you had a jelly roll to start with. Our corner prints we used light, our star points we used medium, and our center we used dark. And you can do that, or you can mix and match however you like. That's just how we did it. And I've got all my units here, and I'm just going to build my block. And when I build, I usually just build one at a time, and then I'll double check my work before I assemble my block. So on my corner units, I make sure my pinks touch the center. This, I just make sure it creates a U across. The X, you can't go wrong because it's the same either way. You're going to stitch 1/4 inch seams, press according to your pattern, and stitch your last seam. And you're going to have a beautiful confetti star block. Here is your confetti star block. It comes out super beautiful. You're going to make 4 for each table runner. You're going to add your sashing, and you will have a wonderful table runner. Now remember, with the Grunge Junior Jelly Rolls, there's 6 color options, so you have lots of options when making this table runner. I'm going to show you all 6 colorways that you can make using the Grunge Junior Jelly Rolls. The first one is what we showed on camera, which is Stitch Pink. The second version you can make is Cool Change. The third version is my favorite. It's called Glorious Autumn. The next version is Old Glory for an Americana theme. Our fifth option is Silver Linings, which would be great for a modern home. And our very last version is Yuletide for a Christmas feel. We would love for you to purchase one of the Grunge Junior Jelly Rolls at Fat Quarter Shop and download the free pattern, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and join us for more free patterns and future videos.